Hello, welcome to the Wild Game Pursuit. I'm Nolan Skuse. We're here at Northwoods Taxidermy and Outfitters getting ready to do some bear hunting. It's September 1st. It's a beautiful day. It's breezy, it's cool, the leaves are changing. You can smell the fall in the air. The boys just rolled in for the bear hunt. We got the baits rolling. We're expecting to kill some bears. We got to slip up a couple ladder stands today while we're dropping people off. And it's on to hunting. The Northwoods Lodge is in a quota zone that takes 4 to 5 years to draw a bear tag. The no quota zone, 20 miles north, a guy can purchase a bear tag over the counter. There's several of us hunting the best of 18 bait stations between the two zones. I always exhaust myself preparing for these hunts. To get up in a tree and sit down and relax for the first time in weeks is wonderful. My buddy Tyler passed on a small bear. My dad had a large bear show up on his bait bright and early in the morning, but unfortunately most of us weren't out in the morning. Other than that, the first day was pretty slow. As you can see, we have some very poor weather. It's wet. Most of the guys are going to stay in today and play some cards and snack. I'm going to go out and spruce up the baits. It's important to have food on the baits at all times. If a bear comes in a couple times and doesn't find anything appetizing, he's liable to move on with his life. It's also important that you have nutritious food at the baits. If you only feed them junk food, they'll lose interest. We're using oats and cracked corn as a base, along with some dog food and birdseed once in a while. Marshmallows, licorice, cookies, donuts, and frosting are added in to satisfy their sweet tooth. Oh man. Cuddy bags and bear hunting is a bad idea. It's important to keep your bait dry as well. Wet bait spoils fast. Bears like their food fresh just like we do. That's a hit. Yeah. I know. Camera boxes would be really nice. if you know where I could find a camera box big enough for the Cuddy Link Cuddy Back camera, I would be interested. I'll try not to get into gear on here. I'm not sure if Brad wants that on the Wild Game Pursuit, but I can tell you I'm not impressed with the Cuddy Backs. They seem like they'd make great boat anchors, though. Both baits were hit, so we're pretty excited. So I snuck off, just hunting off the ground by one of the baits. As you can see, the weather's turned a little bit, and I'm getting pretty soaking wet. And it's even darker coming, so it's only going to get worse. We didn't look at the weather. We should have. We're going to pack up and head out.
I almost dropped the GoPro in the frosting.
Well, it wasn't long and a very tiny color phase bear showed up underneath me, but I spooked him off as I stood up to grab the camera. Not long after that, what I believe is a baby wolf showed up, and I spooked him off as well. Tyler, Heath, and the girls haven't seen anything yet, and I haven't heard from Jake or my dad. Well, all right, the end of night 3, and Jake was able to stick one. Thank goodness. Let's go see if we can find it. On his walk out to his stand, Tyler ended up bumping into the smaller bear that he had passed on the first day. He decided to fill his tag and bring home some meat with his .45. First bear we've ever taken here at Northwoods with a pistol. Heath passed on a small bear on his last hunt before packing up and heading out. My buddies Dan and Don rolled in, and we checked cams to find a vicious bear fight on camera that lasted from evening to morning. When you have a bear fight on camera, you could not possibly have a better bait. Don was able to do a little filming with his cell phone before making a great shot on this bear. He also got his camera back out and was able to get the famous death cry after the shot. Awesome. I believe the bear that came into Don was the smaller of the two bears from the fight, but probably the winner. This bear had a pile of trauma. It had open gashes and flesh hanging out. It may not have survived the winter. Dan also had a bear come in the same evening, and after taking several pictures, missed it clean. But we were able to get one.
hope you got that on your camera.
Yeah,
That was laying right in front of your camera.
Okay, okay.
Gosh, honey.
Awesome. Sabrina's gonna go hunt where Heath passed on a smaller bear on his last day. Sabrina has full intentions on filling her tag and bringing home some meat for the table. Sabrina doesn't sit long and catches some movement heading towards the bait. Now let me tell you about a curse Sabrina has. Sabrina has a curse of not getting the kill shot on camera. That curse will live on. There's the stand. All right. Let's see if Sabrina got the bear. I mean, the bear's not laying here dead, but Sabrina says it's dead. Well, it's finally my turn to get out and get in the stand. I'm hunting a bait that's just a few miles south of the lodge and has been getting hammered by multiple bears. I should be able to get a shot in tonight. Well, I hardly got my bow hung up and the camera set up, and there was a bear right behind me. This bear was beautiful. He was heavy, he was thick, but he would not commit to the bait. He was coming in on the downwind side and knew I was there. He made eye contact with me a couple times and spent about 20 minutes behind the stand. He'd make several runs towards the bait, but he just wouldn't come out in front where I could get the camera on him and get the shot. It wasn't long before he tried to make another attempt at the bait, but he just couldn't work up the courage. He hung around for a while and lingered behind the stand, and before you know it, I noticed another bear coming in from the upwind side of the bait. Now I can see this bear is a little smaller, but I've never been a real picky hunter. I hit him a little far back. Dang it. Son of a gun. Got text spraying on. Well, I just arrowed a bear. I hit him a little far back, but It sucks, but we're gonna find him. I got a bear. Killed a bear 3 years in a row. With the bow, second with the bow. Awesome. Hey guys, if you're liking the Wild Game Pursuit, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're definitely gonna let this bear sit for several hours. We'll head back, cook up some supper, round up the posse, have some drinks by the fire, and then we'll head out and find him. There he is!
Awesome! See, I told you so.
Got a bear!
Decent size too. I mean,
Yeah, he's decent.
you're alright.
Shrunk a little bit from when I first seen him. He is in some thick stuff.
Well, you know, he went a little farther than 50 yards, Nolan, but he's dead.
Yeah, we got him.
So how did we find blood way over there, and then he ends up way over here?
This one. Yeah. Well, this is the last hunt of the season. If this bear comes in on this last hunt, we can uphold our 100% success rate for the quota zone. This is a big bear we've been watching by the lodge. If you've ever watched any Billy Mole's Alaskan Adventures on YouTube, he's got an episode he calls the Cub Killer. This bear is the camera killer. We nicknamed him Grizz, and he has destroyed many trail cameras. Now there's a trick to baiting this spot, and it's to not get stung by a bee. Towards evening, a large bear will appear in an opening beyond the bait, and from the lodge we'll hear a shot ring out in the distance.
By Northwoods Taxidermy and Outfitters. Another could possibly be my second Boone and Crocket bear. Unbelievable. Great guide, Nolan Skuse, Sabrina Skuse, and all I had to do was make that final shot. So yeah, it's great. I just love it. It's great hunting out here in Minnesota. Just wilderness, deep woods, big bears. Thank you. So I'm just so grateful to my guides and setting to bring the best spot in the wild.
You say hi?
How?
And having my grandson here is another great thing. Remington. He'll remember this, even though he's kind of tired. He went to school all day.